Music gets its fair due in writing. Ladies and gentlemen, SANDZ Rebel Salute 2020, celebrating 27 years of reggae music to the world. Put your hands together and let us welcome Miss Pat Meshkino.
Thank you, and good night, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out in the cold. I'd like to begin by thanking Tony Rebel, Jayuda, Ryan, I don't know if Queen Africa is here, but the entire Rebel Salute team for asking me once again to speak. I go back many years with the festival, having attended, I think, 23 of the 26. And I wanted to just talk about some of the artists that I've seen over the years. I mean, it's with 50 artists on average per show times 26 years. That's a lot of artists. But what I love about Rebel Salute is that it will bring artists that you might not see on any stage shows in Jamaica. You don't have to have a current hit, but you know that many of our elder artists kind of get sidelined, but that's not so at Rebel Salute. They come out, they do their best work, and they show why they still are so important and have so much to give. Some of them 30, 40 years after they started out. Rebel Salute is synonymous with roots reggae, of course, positive, uplifting music. So I would just like at this time to pay respect to Vaughn Benjamin of Midnight, the late Aki Becca, who transitioned a few weeks ago, who I just think embodied so much of the spiritual and educational aspects within reggae music, and which is right in keeping with what Rebel Salute has been about since day one. You know, there's so many great artists that I've seen, just to name a few. We have the great Roots Harmony trios, such as the Mighty Diamonds and the Abyssinians, the veteran singers Johnny Clark and Max Romeo, Luciano, and Rebel Salute inclusive of all Jamaican forms, from Mento, Ska, Rocksteady, and of course bands such as Aswad, Steel Pulse, Third World, Inner Circle, the veteran DJs Sister Nancy, Lone Ranger, Louis Culture, Peter Metro, General Trees, Professor Nuts, on and on. But these are not artists typically that you would see at a Sumfest or some other things. Not that that's any disrespect of that. It's just the difference between Rebel Salute and what some other festivals are doing. And I think that's one of its great strengths, is that it brings the young talent and the veteran talent together. I can think back like 15 years ago when Richie Spice and Turbulence and I Wayne were up and coming artists, and they had their great segment in the early morning hours. We fast forward to 10, 15 years later, and we've seen Chronics, Protege, Jesse Royal, John I, so many artists also come and make their statements at Rebel Salute. And of course, in 2018, Coco T brought out a very special young lady named Coffee that no one had seen before. It was her first major stage show. And of course, we know what's happened to her since. She came back earlier this year and has just had the kind of year an artist could only dream of, and great success, which capped by a Grammy nomination. So Rebel Salute has been a part of so many artists' careers that I've had the privilege of seeing. And it's also culturally played a great role, as Erwin alluded to, the herb curve. You know, this is something Rebel Salute has been about since day one as a Rasta festival, and it isn't about smoking herb, as Erwin said, but it's about its many healing properties, its many uses. And the fact that, you know, it shouldn't be an illegal substance and no one should be in jail for it. And it's, Rebel Salute is carrying on the great works of the Rasta artists who came before the festival existed, certainly the great Peter Tosh, and has helped to reshape the way herb is perceived, and now finally its decriminalization, which Rebel Salute had what was the term they called it? Tony, when you have, I forget the term, but ganja exemption, the sacramental rights for the herb, so it was considered legal for the duration of Rebel Salute, but that was just the government's name of what's been going on there for years anyway. So, but I'm just glad to see that we've reached a time where people who've been steadfast for a cause are helping to really change policies just by the great work that they're doing. So I'm looking forward to Rebel Salute 2020, another year of great music, great culture, and just congratulations to everyone involved. And you know, I have to say too, with the large crowds that Rebel Salute attracts, some years 20,000-25,000 people over the 2 nights, it has remained true to banning meat, banning alcohol, adhering to principles when so easily could come in and have those sponsors and probably make things a lot easier to put on the festival. But they, again, have their standards and they adhere to them, and that's something to be applauded. So look forward to seeing you there, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Pat. No, all right. So, I was asked just now about 2 of my standout experiences at Rebel Salute. I'll share them quickly with you. 2 years ago, I haven't not